One of my favorite topics to talk about is this idea of trigger management versus mindset management. Now, I have a mentor named Terry, and we talk every now and then. And when we first were kind of getting along, he's had 40 plus years of experience in the business of mental health and addictions and all this stuff. And one thing that he would always talk about and would always bring up that I really jived with was we cannot manage all the triggers. There are some programs that talk about, okay, what are your triggers, and kind of write them down and can then make a plan for every specific one. And I have kind of encouraged some of that, but I also understand that we can't manage it all. There are some things that we can obviously take control of, we can move out and deal with, and then other things that are just going to happen. Things outside of your control, things that you couldn't plan for, things that you couldn't prepare for, things that are just going to come into your awareness, and they're going to trigger your brain up the wazoo. And that is normal. That's going to be life, because a lot of it is up there anyways. We'll have memories, we'll have thoughts, we'll have these ideas that just pop in there to kind of send us off. We might not even be in a place or in a state where we feel just fine, but then something happens and we all of a sudden 0 to 60 are triggered, and we have to kind of deal with that. We have to know how to deal with that. And again, talking about the idea of practicing drills and running through with the things you do know, things that you have experienced, is going to help facilitate a resistance to when triggers happen just naturally, because you'll have some plans that will generalize. Our brains are really good at generalizing ideas and thoughts and plans and actions. And so managing triggers can be a very important part of this, in that if there's obvious ones and if there's things that you can do it. Why not? Build some space between you, build some defenses between you and that attack or that enemy. But knowing and understanding that as much as you put up, as many filters, as many people you cut out of your life, as much of social media you don't participate in, there will be a time, there will be something that comes up. A billboard or a friend or somebody else just comes into your life, and it's going to trigger you. You're going to feel a certain way. Or again, like I said, you just have a thought, just something comes to the forefront of your mind, you can't just let it go. It just lashes in, and you're just having to deal with that memory, that idea, the image in your head. And learning how to respond to that is important. The other side of this, that might be a little bit more important, just a little, is mindset management. Understanding, how am I going to face this? What is going to be my approach? Do I see these things? How do I see these triggers in these times and these opportunities? Do I see them as opportunity, or do I just see it as like, oh, this is just me? Oh, I'm just broken. I'm just lost. I can't do this. We see it in that negative, hopeless light. And so changing our mindset will really adjust how these things affect us. There's a great video called How to Make Stress Your Friend. And this whole video talks about this idea of the way the mindset we have towards stress changes our physiological response. The way our body naturally, unconsciously, subconsciously responds to stress changes based on our mindset about what is stress to us. People who believe stress is negative, bad, have a very physiological negative experience. The veins constrict, puts a lot of pressure on the heart, their blood flows, brain shuts off, they get blocked up. Naturally, they're not making choices of like, oh, I think stress is bad, and so I'm going to respond this way. It just happens. If that's the mindset. The same is if your mindset, if your perspective about stress is, you know what, stress is a natural, normal part of life. Everybody experiences stress and is going to experience stress. And it is this help. The body helps me. It's healthy for me. It compels me, motivates me, pushes me to do something and to take care of something. People who accept and acknowledge and believe that stress is a healthy response to help us accomplish tasks, to help us get stuff done, and they can use it or not. They can have it facilitate things, or they can turn it off by using some sort of relaxation technique or calm down strategy or whatever. those people, their veins actually stay open, blood flow is better, their heart rate regulates, their brain is more focused and more active so that they can then take on the tasks. So again, looking at these different experiences that you go through, looking at triggers, looking at how motivation is a fickle thing, knowing how kind of your life and the habits you have kind of led you to this point, knowing this and seeing it in that more positive light. Putting on some of the rose-colored glasses for a time just to kind of look for the good. Not to ignore the negative. You can accept that there's negative things out there. There's terrible things have happened and you've done some bad things. And being like, okay, I can change. I can be better. It is possible. Recovery is possible. These opportunities to practice my techniques, to practice not going there, knowing that motivation is a fickle thing, saying, okay, well, if motivation to do good goes up and down, motivation to do bad also goes up and down, right? It's balanced on both sides, and taking advantage of the times that my motivation is up to do good and bolstering myself against those times when my motivation to do bad is up, right? And having a plan, knowing that you have better understanding now and you're learning now day by day, and I hopefully applying what you're learning day by day in a way that all these things will work together for your good. Now that's kind of a scriptural kind of thing, is all things that you experience in life is for your good. And if this is the mindset that you can kind of ingrain in there, that you can reinforce and you can approach all these situations, that is going to do more for you than trying to manage every little trigger that could come up. Because with the mindset, it kind of carries through in all these areas. Whereas trying to manage triggers can generalize based on what you practice, but it can also, if you're confronted with these triggers and you get frustrated and upset because you're struggling again, instead of seeing it as an opportunity to keep practicing, an opportunity to overcome, an opportunity to build yourself, to level up, the mindset really changes your response, where the negative will lead you to a relapse and the positive will lead you to getting your goals, lead you to being more relaxed, enjoying life without any shame. So, important to manage triggers, the big ones, the ones that you can. More important to focus in on that internal motive, in that internal mindset, and to kind of filter through that. Filter everything you're going through, filter everything you're learning through this mindset of how can this help me? How can this build me up? Take time today to write about this. How can everything that you've been going through, everything in your life, be something that builds you up? In some cases, this is really hard, especially in when we talk about traumas and stuff like that. But every experience, everything we go through can be for our benefit if we learn how. And you don't have to do this alone. If you need to talk with someone, if you need a therapist, if you need a mentor or a priest or a bishop or something, talk to them so that they can help facilitate your learning and they can help support you through the pain and suffering of the negative that is there, but that you can take it and use it for something good.